So obviously we'll start with Liverpool then. Actually, so they won 3-0 at home. It's not a shock, to be honest.
It's a good result, and I still week on week firmly believe in my shouts that they're the closest title contenders to.
If they don't get an injury,
I just think they're building and building. They look more and more competent week in, week out.
I know. I had a bit of a backlash saying like Nunez is one of the best strikers in the Prem, but I just looked at him as well in that game. He just looks such a handful to have.
He is. Dan and Jamie always call him Chaos. Say Mr.
Yeah, he is,
Mr. Chaos.
Yeah, I agree with him. I honestly, I think he just causes chaos, like I say, up top all the time.
Whether it's good or bad, he's always doing something quite eccentric.
I saw it. Did you see in the midweek for Europa League?
No, I missed it.
He dragged it back and then went through and did a player.
I did see it actually. Yeah, I saw the highlight when he then put it at the post.
Yeah, he took it around the keeper, open net, and hits the post. But then Gravenberch obviously scores. But you have that 1 week, he still plays out of his skin the whole game, but does like that.
And you have the game where he scores 2 off the bench against Newcastle, worldly finishes. It's very
He just needs a bit more consistency, and I think you'll probably see. I thought you'll see that this season, which you probably could. We're only 10 games in.
The league's still new to him.
Yeah,
he's had a season.
I think you probably see it second half of the season. I reckon the real Darwin Nunez. I think.
I also don't think we saw a lot of him last year. I think we all expected to see him get more minutes.
Yeah,
and I think he will and is starting to get more minutes now.
And the crowd love him.
Oh yeah, he's a big hit with the Liverpool fans straight away.
He took around the keeper, right, hit the post. Gravenberch scores. The crowd is shouting Nunez, Nunez, Nunez.
You got to give him the confidence too.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I think it will help when he starts talking English as well.
Salah's goal, great for the FPL. What a stinker of a from
that's Turner, innit? I just don't rate him at all.
That was an absolute gift because I thought I was getting a blank from my captain this week, so we'll take it.
I had him captain.
Take what we can get. So
there was Jota,
Nunez, Jota, and Salah.
Yeah, Jota, you didn't really rate him, do you?
I just think he's very steady. Like, I think Salah's world class. I think Darwin has the potential to be world class.
He's a great player to have in your squad, isn't he?
Luis Diaz has the potential to be world class. I think Jota is at his level, and I don't think it's at the ceiling of the other players around him. So it's not to say I think he's poor, but I think he's the worst, and worst is harsh. He's the worst of those forwards.
And we say that, right? Yeah, I agree. There's nothing better from Jota now, but I'd take him over our wingers any day. He puts in the shift. He's a workhorse.
It's difficult. I think if he'd have signed for United, he wouldn't be at United now. He'd have already gone because he'd have been shit.
Oh yeah,
that might be controversial.
But no, he'd still be there.
You can't even say everyone we sign is poor.
Yeah.
We could have signed Bernardo Silva. He'd be playing back in Monaco now.
Yeah, he said that. Like, obviously, all these players, all these pundits are like, Bernardo's amazing, all this stuff, but
it's true.
It's because he's under
situational.
Pep.
He works for their team. I'm not critiquing it in any way, in a bad light, but people are like, oh, United. If someone was like, oh, United need a player like that, we could sign a player like that. I'm telling you, it won't change anything.
No. But yeah, Liverpool, Szoboszlai looked good as well.
Yeah,
again,
he was involved in at least one of the goals. He put one of the balls.
Yeah, he put it through to Salah, didn't he? But obviously,
oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been absolutely electric. Hit the ground running. I think he'll only get better as well. So I think they are almost, in my eyes, quietly
better than Arsenal.
Up and up and up. I think they're better than Arsenal comfortably.
It'd be interesting when they come to play each other.
I think Liverpool are the only team that probably could have done a job on Spurs at the moment.
Well, they should have.
And it was very unfortunate they didn't.
Yeah.
The game got ruined, so we didn't really get to see that. I think Liverpool are capable of beating Arsenal. I think Liverpool are capable of beating Man City.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I have them as being, I'd say dark horse. It's not a dark horse, but as my next contender.
Not many people did say that they'll be up there. To be fair, I know a few Liverpool fans that even had them outside top 4 finishing.
When the season started, I didn't think so.
No.
But as soon as they've got going and played 4 or 5 games, I've completely changed my tune because of how they've played.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. And they've been there and done that. They actually beat City in a title race.
Yeah.
So,
and that was, what was that the one, what was like 99, 97 points?
They won it so early. Yeah, it was one of the COVID seasons, wasn't it? Because I don't think they got a chance to celebrate with the fans until like after COVID.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But they'd won it by Christmas or
No,
something daft like that.
the COVID win was the Champions League.
No, I'm sure they won the league in COVID. I'm sure. I remember people saying they've not won a league in all these years, and now they can't. There's no fans there. They might have won, because COVID Champions League was Bayern one year, against PSG, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I forgot who won it the year after. Madrid probably against Liverpool.
Probably.
Don't know.
It's Madrid most of the time.
It's Madrid 90% of the time, all the time.
It'll be Madrid this year as well.
That was my prediction.
PSG in the final.
Fucking hell. Not getting out of the group, mate.
I know. Well, it's a tough group, that. Newcastle are close as well. Newcastle are third at the minute, aren't
Lost
they?
to Dortmund, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see. I'm going to go on record and say it now. I don't think City win the league this year.
So because you said Liverpool are the next ones, you think Liverpool win it?
Well, I think they're the most likely, but I think it's not necessarily that I think Liverpool are better and that's why City won't win it. I think it's just the fact there's a number of teams. I know it's only 10 games in, but it's quite a lot of data to look at. There's a number of teams that are all performing quite well. Last year, you just had Arsenal. The years before, you just had Liverpool.
You've got more
You've got about
games.
4 good teams this year.
Yeah, but you've got a lot more games to go. And Liverpool are bound to get an injury or something.
I think
they've got the squad depth.
But it depends who that injury's to. Like we've seen from City, they can one player and they're done. Liverpool, I don't think there's one player that you take out that it makes that much of a difference anymore.
Well,
it used to be Van Dijk. I don't think he performs at that level anymore anyway. I think he's still good.
If you took Van Dijk out, I still think that's where they struggle.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I think they'll struggle, but I think people just expect City to win now because they do, and that's what they do year in, year out. I think this will be the year. I don't think they do 4 in a row because it's not one team at the minute. And if it goes on to be all season of having 3 or 4 good teams.
I know it's bad, but I don't even pay attention to how many in a row they've got. It's
3 leagues in a row.
Yeah, I don't even
No one's ever done 4.
I know.
I don't believe. Might be wrong.
It's sad times.
Let's stop talking about those blue noses.